Truist has a brand new business credit card that goes up to 100K. And on today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how to get approved for that business credit card. So that way you can use that for your business. But also, this is going to be a guide to show you how to get business funding from Truist Bank from someone that has gotten over $1 million in business funding from Truist alone. So I'm going to break down all of the data points that you need, all of their different products and how to get approved for them, and also some secrets that you will not hear anyone else talk about here on YouTube from, again, someone with direct experience that you ain't gonna find on the website. ChatGPT cannot tell you this, or someone that does not have an immense amount of knowledge and experience with dealing with this bank would be able to tell you. So without any further ado, let's get started right away. So this is your guide on getting business funding up to 250K with Truist Bank. So Truist Bank is only going to be available in 16 states, and including Washington, D.C., of course, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, West Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi. They have one branch there. Indiana, Texas, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Washington, D.C. If you did not hear your state, meaning where you reside and where your business is, you will not be able to apply and get approved with funding from Truist Bank. So I'm trying to let you know that head on directly. All right. Now, there's a lot of people that say here on this internet that you can apply using a foreign entity, and I'm going to show you a real quick video that you cannot do that. So I'm going to prove real quick that you cannot file a foreign entity with Truist. Let's check this out. So if I put in here, it says, are you an authorized representative of the organization? I'll put yes. I'll just put in my information here really quickly. Okay, and then it says, are any of the organization's majority owners a foreign individual slash entity, a representative of a foreign government? If you put yes here, it will not allow you to go through, but if you put no, it will. Let's prove it though. Does the organization have operations facilities? Does it conduct business, and or was it founded in a foreign country? If you put no here, you're good to go. You can put start application, and then it'll say let's get started. Now let's go back and try this again. Now, put in the same information here. Of course, yes, I'm an authorized representative of the organization. And all I put here is that I was a foreign entity. One of the majority owners, 25%, was a foreign entity. If I put yes here, and then I put no here, that I do not conduct business essentially, or was founded in a foreign country, look what pops up. We value your business. We cannot continue your application online because of your industry type. You see, so a foreign entity is not going to work. You may say, well, Colin, what if I just don't put that on there? They'll find out. They're going to look at your business's information, your LLC's information, essentially, when you actually apply for the business credit card. They will see it, and therefore they will not let you. They will not let you apply. So don't listen to people that tell you that. Now that we see that's a myth, let's talk about why you should even get funding from Truist in the first place. Well, they're a regional bank. Normally, regional banks, they do fund out the most because they're not the biggest banks, which not I'm not saying the major banks like Chase or Bank of America. Some of those guys do not give out good amounts of funding, but just that middle ground where it's not the largest banks but also not the smaller banks, a lot of times that's a sweet spot. So I do love dealing with banks like Truist, Citizens, Key Bank, etc. And I do have videos on those banks already, meaning Citizens and Key Bank. If you have not seen them, if you want to know how to get funding from them, small plug. And of course, just the feel of going with the bank this size. So it's a must have. Like if you heard your state there, you need to get business funding from Truist. There's no excuse why you do not have funding with them. Like I have here myself, my other card is somewhere. I'm not going to take the time, but hey, I have it myself. All right. And then they're the most lenient with approval. So that's one of the secret data points. I'll tell you this. We like to go to Truist a lot on the front end of our client's sequence or their funding strategy because they have one of the most lenient approval rates out of all banks. And we'll talk more about that lenient approval rate a little bit later on. Now, let's talk about personal credit requirements. Well, later on is now because I'll talk a little bit about that now. As far as personal credit requirements, I've put them here on the screen. But just remember, the main thing you want to take from this is that they normally, meaning Truist, they normally pull from Equifax, but of course that can vary. Personal guarantee obviously is going to be required for most of their credit products. Inquiries, I put here under 3 in 90 days for best results, but I have seen approvals with more than 6 hard inquiries. Matter of fact, when I first applied for Truist back in like 2020 or something, I think I had more than 6 inquiries with Equifax where they pulled from, and I still got approved for 20K, no problem. And I've even seen approvals with credit history at like 1 year. So normally I'm kind of hard on the requirements, but just to let you know, for you guys that are just getting started or you don't have the most expansive credit history, this could be a bank that you get started on a little bit sooner than later. Now, business requirements: no specific business credit score, business credit utilization. Like I said, I got approved for a Truist business credit card. Also at that time, my utilization was probably at like 50% business credit utilization. In business checking, not required, but definitely recommended. So not too much on the business requirements, but that's just minimum requirements. I am not saying that that is going to give you the best results, because it's not. Having a business credit score already generated is going to help. Having a more structured business where you have your business email address, business address, business phone number, so on and so forth, that's going to help improve your odds at a higher limit. So just keep that in mind. Now let's talk about the Truist business checking accounts, because if you are trying to improve your odds of getting a higher limit and increasing your approval rate, you do want to at least open a simple business checking account first, because without it, we have been seeing some lower limit approvals lately, which I'll talk about that here shortly. Now, you may be thinking which business checking account to open, because I know they probably have plenty of them. Well, the simple business checking account is the one that I would recommend. The minimum amount to open is only $100, and there's no monthly maintenance fee, which is great. I always look for that when it comes to business checking accounts. And everything else is kind of information you can look at on your own time. But this is why I would recommend the simple business checking. Now, you do have the dynamic business checking. This is more if you have a relationship with Truist that's growing, or you want to move your relationship to Truist, meaning your business checking account, you want to move that to Truist, then I would recommend here, where they have a $20 monthly maintenance fee. But if you have an average of $5,000 average balance, then it'll be waived. So to avoid the $5,000 monthly ledger balance that you have to maintain in order to waive the $20, just go with the simple business checking. You'll be fine just there, okay? Now, let's talk about the business credit cards, and I'll talk about that 100K card here shortly. The Truist business credit cards, it really come down to 3 credit cards that I like, 1 not so much. What do I mean by that? Let's talk about it. So first, you have the Truist Business Cash Rewards business credit card. It offers a 0% APR period for the first 9 months that you have this card, so no interest paid on purchases. Unfortunately, no balance transfer here, 0% on balance transfer, so keep that in mind. But also what I like here too is that if you spend if you spend $3,000, let's go down to the bonus. If you spend $3,000 in 90 days within opening the card, you'll get a free $300. This is really clutch, because if you were already going to spend 3K within 90 days, congratulations, you got yourself $300. You can use this for a business vacation. You could use this for personal if you wanted to, technically. Hey, I ain't your accountant now, even though I used to be an accountant. I'm not your accountant. So I'm just throwing out suggestions there. But either way, you can get a free $300. So I really like that. I really like that option. And also, it earns 3% cash back on gas, office supplies, and cell phone services purchases, and also 1% on everything else. Now, a lot of you guys are looking for the limits though, so I'm just going through some of that really quickly. I know a lot of you guys don't really care about the benefits of the cards and things like that. Now, the Truist Business Credit Card, this is going to be 0% APR for 12 months. So this is the one that I would go after first. And also no balance transfers on the 0%, but it is 0% APR on purchases for the first 12 months and also no annual fee, just like the cash card. So these are the two primary business credit cards that you will want to go after if you're applying for funding with Truist Bank. Now, let's talk about the 100K business credit card. I said in the beginning that we would talk about it. It's this new Truist Business Premium Credit Card. So the Truist Business Premium Credit Card, I have seen clients get approved up to 100K, but full transparency here. At the time I'm recording this, not one of our clients have not done it yet, and I haven't done it yet. But I have seen the data points to know that this is possible. Matter of fact, I'm going to read out an email to you from a business relationship manager that I have here. So, hi, Colin, quite an age. I'll probably put this on screen. Great to connect again. So I asked her about the odds of getting approved for a higher limit. And essentially, she said it's really up to the client's overall credit picture, history, and utilization. As always, she said most of my applicants get 10,000 and up. I did 2 this morning and they were approved for 25K each. Nice. The system does not offer the premium card to everyone. Check this out, because it is mainly for businesses with over $2 million of annual revenue. So if you are a business, maybe you're not at $2 million yet, but you're at like 500K a year or $1 million, you're more than likely going to be a prime candidate for this Truist Business Premium Credit Card. And if you wanted to get approved for this at that 100K mark, you're going to have a great relationship with Truist Bank. This is not going to be, as you see, my relationship manager here got 2 clients approved for 25K. So this is not going to be something that you're going to be able to get 100K just for applying. I'm not putting that out there like that, but it has the ability to do so. And it's good to know this information, especially if you already have a relationship with Truist or you want to build up a relationship with Truist. You need to know which cards have the capacity to even give you a 100K limit, because most of them do not. Most business credit cards on the market are really not going to go past 50K in any situation, but even with a great relationship, you won't see higher than 25K for most business credit cards, but this is not one. It has a capacity to go even higher. Now, what you need to know is that it does have an annual fee of $299. You can get it waived the first year by spending at least 100K in purchases on this card. But if you're looking for no annual fees, you want to go ahead and skip this one up. You also can get a $1,000 bonus. I really, really love that. $1,000? Are you kidding me? For spending 15K in 90 days? Now, for some of you guys, that's like a lot. But for a lot of us, that is not a lot, especially if you're already in business, right? So just keep that in mind. And also, there is no 0% APR period. Most premium cards are not going to have that 0% APR period. When I say premium, I'm not saying that the 0% business credit cards, I love them. I'm not saying they're not premium per se, meaning these cards with these type of rewards and benefits typically do not have a 0% APR period. That's something for you to understand. And if you ever you see how there's a $15,000 spend reward. Well, if you spend 15K, you get this $1,000. When you see this, you know that this card is going to have a capacity for a higher limit, because if they only gave out 2,500 or 5K, you're not really going to be able to spend, 15K on a card like that with that type of limit within 90 days. So that's just something to know here. Now, they also do have this business travel rewards card. It's my least favorite. I would not use Truist for my reward system. I made a video about how to spend rewards or get hotels and flights for free. If you're interested in that, if not, it's cool. But it has an annual fee too. I'm not paying $49 for Truist rewards. I would skip this card unless you were really just looking for the limit and you already had the other cards. Now, if you already got the other cards, and you're looking for more funding with Truist, then yeah, go ahead and get this one. But I would not go here first at all whatsoever. Now, they do have business lines of credit too as well. What you guys mainly want to know here is it no doc? No. Unfortunately, most more times than not, unless you have that amazing relationship with Truist, they're going to ask for docs with this. They're at least going to ask for 1 year's tax returns and at least 3 to 6 months of business bank statements. Now, depending on the amount of profit that you have in your business and amount of revenue that you're generating in general, that's going to determine your limit. Typically, that's going to be at least 10% of your gross revenue in your business. So to get 100K on this line of credit, because it goes up to 100K on their small business line of credit, that means you need to be generating at least $1 million in your business. They do have a secure business line of credit, but that one is, you have to provide collateral with that. So if you have collateral and you want to go past 100K, then this is your opportunity here. Now for business loans, this is actually a really good option. So Truist, they do have a business loan that goes up to 50K. Now, no collateral is required, no origination fee. If you know about anything about loans, you know what an origination fee is. I like loans that do not have them. And it goes up to 60 months. I really like that as far as the terms. Now, they will ask for documents here more times than not. But if you have a great relationship with Truist, I have seen them not ask for docs on the business loan. Not as a new relationship. You just open a business checking account and deposit $500 in there. Do not expect to get this business loan for 50K with no docs or anything like that. But if you have a long relationship with Truist, or you start one and then you build a long relationship with Truist, it is possible to get access to this funding with no docs, okay? Because it literally says here, borrow up to 50,000 for whatever you need in your business, no collateral required, and no financial statements or liquidity verification for eligible requests. What is an eligible request for this no financial statements or liquidity verification? Having a relationship with Truist and a great personal profile, okay? I believe even in this email here, when we were talking about the other business credit card, my RM here said the guarantees credit also must be excellent. Please let me know if you have any additional questions. Thanks for reaching out. Have a great weekend. You have a great weekend too. I appreciate you. So, and they also have equipment and vehicle loans too as well, and a commercial and real estate loan. I could go over these, but I just know most of the people watching my videos are interested in the credit products as far as the business credit cards and the lines of credit and the loans. But these options are here too as well, and we could dive more into them. Now, they also do have SBA loans too as well. These go up to 5 million. Typically, every bank hosts the SBA loan, so that's to be expected there. Okay, now here are the unique Truist data points and considerations that I do not see a lot of people talking about. Number one, Truist will remove your 0% APR period often for the smallest things. So you do have to be very careful, right? So you get approved for one of the 0% business credit cards. Everything is looking all good. And then you just get this note from the mail saying that your 0% APR is now been cut short, and it hasn't been anything close to the 9 or 12 months from their credit cards. So I've had this happen to several clients, and normally, so you know how you have 30 days pretty much to make your payment on your business credit cards, right? Or your personal credit cards too, right? What they will do is if you are like a day late or there's any type of discrepancies that they do not like, they will remove your 0% APR period. So just be very careful about your relationship with them. And two, we have seen lower limits lately, unfortunately. So my tale for this, or the moral story here, is that you want to be patient with Truist and build your relationship first. If you just go right off the bat and apply, there is a chance you get approved for a $2,500 limit or something like that. Okay. Now, also the last thing, the minimum payment on this card is a little bit higher than most cards, so that's just something to keep in mind. If that makes sense to you, then good. If it doesn't, just think about it like when you're at your 0% APR period, if you have 10K that you spent on a card, normally it's only going to be 1%. Like with Chase, it's 1%. So that would be $100 that you would pay back every month. I think their percentage has to be either 2 to 3 or 2 to 5%. It's higher than normal. So just keep that in mind when you're paying back on your cards. Now, how to apply with Truist. First, step one, preparation, building your foundation, making sure your personal utilization is low, removing the increase, your LLC is structured properly, and you open and fund that simple business checking account, and then you wait. Then you want to build your relationship with Truist, right? You want to go through and create some activity in your business checking account, things of that nature. And then it's time to apply for the business credit card, right? I would go for, again, the Truist business credit card that offers 0% interest for 12 months. That's the first one that I would go after. And then I would go after some of the other products like the business loan or the line of credit after it's been, say, 3 to 6 months of consistent deposits. And you've also created that relationship with Truist by using your business credit card and then paying it off, using it, paying it off, so on and so forth. Now, as far as the method of applying, of course, you can apply online, but I've seen online be very buggy, guys. For whatever reason, I've seen online be very buggy. But I would go either in branch or I would apply with a business relationship manager. A business relationship manager essentially is a banker that would allow you to go in the back door and get a higher approval rate and a higher limit than you normally would if you applied online or in the branch. Now, fortunately, I allow my clients to use access to my business relationship managers because normally you have to have at least $1 million in revenue in your business to qualify to even work with one. So I allow my clients to get access to them just by becoming my client and joining my program. Now, lastly, I just have written here some of best practices. Start with a business checking account, build internal payment history, use a business relationship manager, especially if you're going for anything past 50K, maintain consistent deposits, and keep your personal credit clean between applications because that is one of the things that Truist would be checking for. Lastly here, even without, say, a absolute long relationship with Truist, we have gotten clients approved for 2 of their business credit cards, both at 25K. So their threshold seems to be around that 50K mark if you do not have an amazing relationship with them, just to let you know. Now, if you need help with Truist or any other banks, right, you want to get access to business funding to either start, grow, or scale your company, you can use the link down below in the description to book a call with me and my team. And we'll talk about exactly where you are right now, which banks we can go to, and how to get the most funding for you and your business, which is normally up to 250K. And if you like this video, I guarantee you will like this video right here on the screen as well.